Okay, here's a helpful tip for preventing mistakes um, or dealing with mistakes. So let's say you're knitting along and you're feeling like, oh no, I messed up, and you need to rip out a bunch of stuff. Wow. Instead of ripping out and then like trying to figure out where to pick up the stitches and all that kind of stuff, take some yarn that's thinner than what you're knitting with, right? This is a little bit thinner. And you thread your tapestry needle. And then, so if you're knitting up here and you're like, oh, I have some color work or lace, pretend there's like some fancy stuff down here. And you're like, oh, the next time I do this, I think I'm going to screw up. So what you do is you pick up the right leg of the stitches across the row. And if you have to rip back, your stitches will be carefully preserved. Oops, not very carefully. Right? So like every other row, you see how it's just the right leg. And you go all the way across. I'm just going to do this real quick so it doesn't take forever. And there you go. Now your stitches are on what's called a lifeline. So you can rip all that back, and these stitches where you know you did the right thing will be ready for you to just pick up with your needles much easier than trying to struggle with, oh no, where's my stitches? That whole thing. So the other way to do this is, again, thread your tapestry needle. And let's say you only, I'm not at the beginning of the row, so we'll pretend just like we're somewhere. You could thread your little yarn through where you're already knitting and just leave it in there. So like every, I don't know, 5 or 6 stitches or 5 or 6 rows or whatever that you're knitting, it's just going to be this yarn that's in there, right? And then once you start knitting, you just knit right over it, right? And don't hit the lifeline yarn. Don't knit with the lifeline yarn. Just knit over, the lifeline yarn is just sitting there. You're just knitting over it, and see, it's just in there. And so if you need to pull something out, see, your stitches are on this little lifeline, right? So another handy tip for preventing or dealing with mistakes.